Welcome everybody to another straight shoot quick shoot, and today we're going to be talking about Big Dick Dominik Mysterio. I said that joke literally 3 seconds before recording, and I liked it so much that I'm like, I'm going to start the video with it. Steve, Dominik Mysterio is now a heel. He is part of the Judgment Day faction alongside Rhea Ripley, Damian Priest, and of course the leader Finn Balor. There's a few things to talk about here. Of course, we can talk about how the turn went, how things are going right now, but let's start at the beginning, at the genesis, that turn, because you saw it live. You were at Clash in the Castle. You were there. You were able to give us a first-hand take as to how the audience reacted to one, Dominik Mysterio kicking Edge in the nuts, and then the most vicious clothesline on Rey Mysterio that I've seen in a very long time. Very Bradshaw Layfield-esque. I'm watching this on television, and you can never know with the WWE whether or not this is pumped sound in. What was it like live?
So I'm going to tell you right now, I have not watched Clash back, so I don't know what the reaction was on the actual show. In the crowd, it was being screamed to the rafters it was coming. It was so obvious. Like, the crowd knew. The original Nutshot, you know what? I'm going to give Dominic credit first off before we get to the crowd's reaction. Losing your shoe and being so calm at what you've just done because you've just shaken your whole career up, and being able to be so calm, just slip your other one off and throw it out. That I'm just going to give him credit. That was a veteran move because he didn't even skip a beat. So first off, huge on that. But the crowd reacted. It was a heel turn. Edge got dumped. And then history always repeats itself, Santi. You said Bradshaw Layfield. I'm saying Eddie Ray. And the clothesline was identical, except for Eddie kicked the absolute living shit out of Rey Mysterio for 5 minutes after that. Dominic did it the exact same way. It was vicious. It was fantastic. And now we move into a new genre of Dom. The crowd was booing, but they were booing in a sense of, you should have done this a long time ago and stopped hiding behind your Mysterio name. I think that's the vibe that I got from the crowd. I was just like, we saw this coming. We've been screaming for it for months. You and I have talked about it at length for months. It was just one of those ones. It was going to happen eventually, and they decided to do it at one of the biggest events of the year. Now, moving into what has happened since, unfortunately, fortunately, you've been paying attention. You're going to have to carry this for me because I've not been able to see it due to my travels. I just know that there is a lot of heat, but I need to know what kind of heat we're looking at. Are we getting Baron Corbin, get off my screen heat? Or are we getting true heel heat, Santi?
Yeah, and you know, what I'm about to explain here just goes to show, I personally think it goes to show that Dominik Mysterio is still not ready for the main roster. He is just surrounded by so many veterans that they're making this work. Being surrounded by Rhea Ripley, being surrounded by Damian Priest, and of course, Edge and Finn Balor and Rey Mysterio has really allowed Dominik Mysterio to hide his flaws. And right now, as a heel, you know, not somebody who's trying to be the next luchador, which, by the way, kid, you're like 6'5", you can't be a luchador. You need to find your own identity. This is the right step for him to find that new identity, but he's still a rookie. He's still green as grass. But again, he's surrounded by these wily veterans that they're making it work. So let me give you an example of how this is working out and how it's shaping out. Dominik Mysterio, as of the recording of this, on the most recent episode of Monday Night Raw, taking place in California, the home state of both the Mysterios, and of course, the 619, Rey Mysterio himself, right out of San Diego, California. That's his home state, right? You're on enemy territory. You just turned on the pride of California. Judgment Day came out, and Dominik Mysterio started to cut a promo, and the man was getting Baron Corbin, go away. I do not want to see you on my screen heat. And I was concerned and I was nervous because, you know, sure, there's a place on the card for Baron Corbin because he gets the heat. but no one wants to watch a Baron Corbin match.
No,
right? No
not at all.
one, no one wants to watch a Baron Corbin match. So the heat that he's getting is what's called go away heat. I don't want you on my TV screen. Sure, I guess it works to help put over somebody that you want to put over, because it's easy. It's an easy way to put somebody over. Work with Madcap Moss, right? It's a brilliant move by WWE to put Madcap Moss against the guy that gets to go away heat, because you're gonna get over, right? I was concerned that Dominik Mysterio was getting the go away heat that Baron Corbin tends to get. But here is the magic of Judgment Day and being surrounded by all those veterans, because all of the guys and Rhea Ripley from Judgment Day recognized that he was getting this go away heat, and they started fanning the flames, making it worse, egging the fans on, laughing, doing everything in their power to turn this go away heat into true proper heat. And it fucking worked, dude. If you watch that promo of Dominik Mysterio, the boos get so loud and so passionate that somebody back in Gorilla had to be like, we have something here.
Yeah, 100%.
We have something here. Because, there's that go away heat doesn't come with passion, right? Mm-mm. It doesn't come, it's not the Ric Flair heat where I want to beat the fuck out of you. You are the worst shit. And I do not want to see you ever, because you're just such an evil person, Baron Corbin gets the heat that's just like, oh, the groaning heat.
Now, can I ask a question? Is this gonna show just how good? First off, we know how good Finn Balor is. We don't even need to talk about Finn Balor. But is this gonna show like how underrated Rhea and Damian Priest actually are? Because they're NXT. They're NXT developmental. Before Judgment Day, nobody really paid attention to, Rhea's title run or main event run with Charlotte. It was kind of just that one that is just that fill-in until somebody else comes around. Damian was struggling in the main roster as well, and nobody really cared with his arrows and stuff. Is this showing like how good the development of these two characters are, that they can be trusted now with someone that WWE sees value in Dominik Mysterio, but they now are putting it in these three people's hand? Take Finn aside, because Finn can put anyone over. He's that good. But these two alone, like people that we really never paid attention to, are now making us pay attention to someone we don't give a shit about.
Yeah, and they're doing it masterfully. So there's this now, I guess, running gimmick where Rhea whispers in Dominic's ears before he talks, like she's kind of like the puppet master, and he's really just the one. He's being manipulated, and he's actually doing a really good job of playing that role. But it wouldn't be working if he wasn't surrounded by those three. Of course, like you said, Finn Balor can do no wrong here, but even just Finn Balor by himself, I don't think is capable of carrying Dominik Mysterio. Rey Mysterio was barely able to do it, right? Edge was barely able to do it. You need this team that's... And what's funny, Steve, is that the addition of Dominik Mysterio, because of this go-away heat that's being turned into genuine heat, is elevating Judgment Day to the point where this segment was the main event segment.
You literally just took my next question before I could ask it. Is Judgment Day now more relevant now
100%
than before Clash at the Castle? And granted, Judgment Day was still being pushed as the top to just the mid to the top card, with Rey and Edge being involved, and nobody really focused on Dom. But now is Judgment Day going to be one of these factions that's going to stick around and start actually making moves now because of what's going on?
100%. I don't know what those moves look like. I don't know if it means putting titles on them. I don't know if it means just continuing to run the show and continue to take main event segments and continue to have matches with legends. Let's not forget that Damian Priest had a 5-star match with Edge just a couple of weeks ago. So so there was never any doubt in terms of their in-ring capability. But yeah, definitely, I think there was definitely cracks in the armor when it came to believing in their legitimacy as a faction.
Yeah.
Individually, we all know that they're badasses. Somehow, man, somehow the missing piece to bring them all together to make them feel like a deadly faction is Dominik Mysterio. Dead serious.
Madness.
It's a situation where separate, these things just don't work. Peanut butter and jam, right? It's not normal to eat jam out of the fucking jar. Peanut butter, maybe I can believe it a little bit more. Maybe a little bit more. You know, we can say that Dominik Mysterio is jam here. You're fucking weird if you're into jam. You know, who just eats jam?
Yeah,
I can understand if you're into peanut butter. Peanut butter was Judgment Day. I get it. Yeah. But even as you're eating that, you know that there's something missing. And then one day you decided to put together the peanut butter and jam, and you realize, holy fuck, we got something here, fellas. We got something. And they complement each other so well. It's like here's what was missing from Judgment Day that Dominik Mysterio has brought. He brought the heat. He brought the heat. No one wanted to boo Judgment Day because everyone likes Rhea Ripley, everyone likes Damian Priest, everyone likes Finn Balor. But now that you have a heat magnet, that has that go away heat that these guys are masterfully turning into heat, not just on Dom, but heat to the entire
group.
To the entire group. We have Judgment Day. Judgment Day has arrived, and not in a million years would I have told you, would I have guessed that it was Dominik Mysterio that would help them get there.
Final question. Is this an attestment to Triple H and long-term storytelling that we have been screaming for years? And it felt like Judgment Day took forever. We were losing our faith in this story and this faction. Is this an attestment to him and what he's put together?
We'll see, Steve, but at first glance, I think this is luck. I think that they tried something, they threw it at the wall, and it worked. I think this is luck. Really, truly, genuinely believe that this decision was just like, hey, let's fucking try it. Judgment Day is, you know, it's losing stock. Dominic isn't working with Rey Mysterio. Let's try it. Let's put it together and see if it works. And I think, you know, 10 years down the line, Triple H might tell you, yeah, this was creative masterpiece on my part. The game, Triple H. But I think this was luck. I really think this was luck.
Sometimes in business, that's all you need. Santi, where can people find you?
You can find me over at twitch.tv/SantiZap, and you can find me over on TikTok, both on my personal page at Mr. SantiZap, or you can find me over on on the Straight Shoot TikTok at Straight Shoot. Yourself, Steve?
Twitch.tv/Mr. Tesh, TikTok, Mr. Tesh, and all Straight Shoot platforms. Everything's going to be in the bio below, guys. Guys, give us your comments on this one on the YouTube channel, because really, like, we want to hear it because we've got some takes on it that some people might not agree with. So tell us what you think. Guys, take care of yourselves.
Cheers.